ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So this is my great pleasure to be here with all of you. So as I am coming from Bhubaneswar, so Bhubaneswar is a very special place. It's close to Jagannath Puri, and Srila Prabhupada stayed there for 17 days, and he completed the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and he started to write the commentary on the 10th canto. Now, as we all know that the Srimad Bhagavatam is the body of the Supreme Lord, and the 10th canto is his face. So as if Srila Prabhupada is unveiling the face of Lord Shri Krishna, this place called Bhubaneswar. So Srila Prabhupada entrusted his the making of the temple to his disciple Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, and Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj worked very hard to build that temple, and it is said that it is the 108th temple by Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj is actually especially known in our society for explaining the Gaur Tattva and Jagannath's pastimes and the mystery behind Lord appearance as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he has written a few very wonderful books. So I'll be narrating one beautiful pastime from one of his books, Embankment of Separation. And this pastime Maharaj has entitled The Greed of the Lord. So how Lord became greedy, and as a result of his greed, he became Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So Maharaj explains that once upon a time, Lord Vishnu, so we know that Lord Vishnu stays in Vaikuntha and in the milk ocean on the bed of a snake, Ananta Shesh. And what activities Lord Vishnu performed there? There is only one activity. He is always sleeping. That's the only activity Lord Vishnu performs in Vaikuntha. So one fine day, Lord Vishnu thought that, I'm simply sleeping here. I'm not doing anything else. And I'm simply taking service from my devotees. Lakshmi Devi is massaging my lotus feet. And I'm simply resting. So when you take rest for long, what happens? After taking, rest for long hours, you want to stretch your body. So Lord thought that, I must also stretch my body. So let me stretch my body. So then how Lord will stretch his body? He said that, one thing is that I am sleeping here for so long. Therefore, I must stretch my body. Another thing is that in Vaikuntha, everybody offers me prayers. Everybody offers me respect. Nobody fights with me. So I want to relish, some kind of fighting. Fighting itself is a mellow. Fighting has some taste. If fighting would not have any taste, it is said that Kshatriyas Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that blessed are those Kshatriyas who get opportunity to take part in battle. So fighting has some taste. So Lord thought that I must relish this fighting pastime. So fighting taste, fighting mellow. So as Lord decides something, immediately Yogamaya, she's the director of Lord's pastime. Immediately as Lord desires something, everything will be arranged simply by his will. So what happened? The four Kumaras, the four sons of Brahma, so they approached, and Jai Vijay, the doorkeepers, the associates of Lord Vishnu, so they blocked their entry. You cannot go like this. You're small children without any proper clothing. And what you're going to do in Vaikuntha? You simply you simply, disturb the Lord. So the four Kumaras became very angry. How dare you stop us? What do you think? Are we small children? We have assumed the form of a small children, but that does not mean that we are small children. And why are you seeing our externals, that we are not wearing any clothes? So, like this, there was a kind of verbal argument. And the four Kumaras said that you are not at all qualified to be here in the gates of Vaikuntha. Immediately they cursed him, that you go and become demons. Now, one way of understanding this pastime is that, the four Kumaras became disturbed, they became angry, and they cursed. And their point was that you have such a demonic tendency that you're not qualified to stand here on the gates of Vaikuntha. But we see that the demonic tendency, anger is also a demonic tendency. So how can those four Kumaras be there in Vaikuntha? This means this entire pastime is specifically arranged by the Lord for his pleasure. Actually, each and every pastime has to be seen with different angles. I'll give one very simple example. We see the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. In the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a pastime where Bharat Maharaj, he renounced everything and he went in, deep inside the forest, and he engaged himself in worshipping the Lord. But then he became attached to a deer, and as a result of his attachment, he got a body of a deer in his next life. So Srila Prabhupada writes in his purpose in those chapters that how Bharat Maharaj became careless, and if he would have been in the association of devotees, he would have saved himself. Somebody would have reminded him that you are forgetting your real duty and you are becoming attached to a deer. But because Bharat Maharaj was on his own, nobody was there to care him, nobody was there to guide him, and eventually he became so attached to the deer that as a result, he gave up his body, and in the next life, he became a deer. Now, this is one way of seeing this pastime. In the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there are prayers by the demigods, Garbha Stuti. When Lord Krishna appeared in the womb of Mother Devaki, so the demigods approached and they all started to offer prayers. So in one of the prayers, the demigod says that it's a very beautiful verse, very famous verse that Prabhupada used to quote many times. Ye anne arvindaksh vimukta mannas tvai asad bhavad avshuddha buddhaya aruha krichena param padam tataha patanti ada anadrya dushmatangre. This is a very famous verse that Prabhupada used to quote. So this verse says that so many yogis and jnanis, so because they disobey, they do not give proper respect to the lotus feet of the Lord. As a result, they may climb up to the highest, platform, but from there they'll fall down. But the next verse, the demigod says, "Tatha nate madha tvavaka kvachit bharshanti marga tvais baddha sahrida." The next verse, the demigod says, but these jnanis and the yogis, they fall down. But this doesn't happen with devotees. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, does devotee they don't fall down? They do fall down. And the example is Bharat Maharaj. But whenever there is discussion about fall down, we always quote, Vishwamitra falling down. We always quote the Shobri Muni falling down, but we never quote Bharat falling down. Generally, we don't quote. We always say yogis falling down, Gyanis falling down. We never say Bhaktas falling down because Bhakta Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Arjun, you declare, Name Bhakta Pranashyanti. Arjun said, why should I declare? Why don't you declare? So Krishna said, just see, people will not believe in my words. My mother said, Makhan khayo. So I said, Maine hi makhan khayo. But I actually intended to say, Maine hi makhan khayo. So people don't believe in my words. Therefore, Arjun, you declare. Kaunteya pratijani name bhakta pranashati. If my devotee declares something, then I have to fulfill. Lord Narasimhadev appeared. He appeared because Satyam Vidhatum Nija Bhritya Bhashitum. To prove the words of his devotee Prahlad true, Lord appeared. So whatever devotees say is true. So therefore Krishna said, Arjun, you say that my devotee never perishes. So that means if my devotee never perishes, but at the same time we see Bharat Maharaj falling down. So in this particular shloka, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes that actually devotee is falling down is specifically about Bharat Maharaj. He writes that it was not because of his carelessness. It was the arrangement of the Lord, because the platform that Bharat Maharaj has attained, he could never fall down from that platform. But it was simply arranged by the Lord to increase the love in Bharat Maharaj's heart 100 times. And therefore we see when Bharat Maharaj came as deer, he was extra careful. He never wanted to become attached. So what he was eating? Dry grass. Now generally deers are attached to green grass. But this deer, Bharat Maharaj in his next life was always careful not to become attached. He was okay with the dry grass. And he was associating with the sadhus and Vaishnavas. They were doing kathas and this deer used to roam around them. And then when he came as Jad Bharat, he was not Jad, but he was presenting himself as Jad, as deaf and dumb. So the point is, so now we see Prabhupada is writing one kind of purport and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving different purport altogether for the same pastime. Why is it so? Because Prabhupada is writing in terms of a sadhana sadhaka. How sadhak must be careful. Whereas Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining that Bharat Maharaj is such an exalted devotee, so he is writing in the point of view of glorifying bhakti, that that Bharat Maharaj can never fall down. His falling down is arranged by the Lord for enhancing the love in his heart. So same pastime can be seen from multiple vision. So this falling down of Jai Vijay, in one case, it is said that because Jai Vijay offended the four Kumaras, so therefore they fell down. But the reality is, their apparent falling down is not because of offending the four Kumaras. Their falling down is because Lord want to experience the chivalry. He want to experience the mellow fighting, and therefore this entire pastime was enacted. So the lesson that we are deriving is each and every pastime of Bhagavatam can have multiple angles of vision. So therefore we have to see things through different angles. So Jai Vijay became Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. And then Lord appeared as Varaha and Narasimha and then there was a great fight, and as a result of the great fighting, first Lord killed Varaha Dev killed Hiranyaksha, and then Lord Narasimha Dev appeared and he killed Hiranyakashipu. When Lord Varaha was fighting with Hiranyaksha, it was such a terrible fight. You must have seen that Mahavatar Narasimha movie. In that movie it is this. So the Varaha Dev. Now Varaha Dev does not have claws. It's like this. It's flat. With those flat, with that flat surface, he's carrying his gada, his club, and fighting. Now it's beyond our comprehension How can someone carry a club with flat, but it's all omnipotency of the Supreme Lord. And when Lord Narasimha Dev appeared, he killed Hiranyakashipu. And what kind of form Lord Narasimha Dev had? We all know that Lord Narasimha Dev had a form half man, half lion, body like that of a man, and face like that of a lion. And the question is, why this form? Why not body like that of a lion and face like that of a human being? That is also half man, half lion. Why Lord appeared in a specific form? The body is like that of a human being and face is like that of a lion. Why not vice versa? It's a very important question. So Srila Gauravan Maharaj writes that actually Lord's incarnation is not to kill demons. Because killing the demon is a very secondary, it's a secondary business. So for example, Lord is sitting in everyone's heart. Lord is sitting even in the heart of Hiranyakashipu. He can catch hold of one artery, then Hiranyakashipu can die out of heart attack. So why to enact this entire pastime, becoming Narsimha and such a ferocious form? When Lord appears, generally devotees go and garland him, but nobody was coming close to Lord Narasimha. Nobody was garlanding him. So Lord said, just see, they don't have any etiquette. I have come for the demigods and they're supposed to garland me, but they're not even coming close to me. So out of frustration, Lord took out the intestines of Hiranyakashipu and garlanded himself. Self-service. Nobody was coming close to the Lord. What to do? So he had such a ferocious form, even Lakshmi Ji was afraid she was not coming. So the question arises, why such ferocious form? And why, even if the form is ferocious, fine, but why the body like that of a human being and face like that of a lion? Why not vice versa? So Maharaj explains, actually the purpose of a Lord's incarnation is not to kill demons. Actually, killing demon can be taken care by the agency of the Lord. We see in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sudarshan Chakra, Lord has already instructed his Sudarshan Chakra. Whenever my devotee will be in danger, you must, take care. So whenever my devotees are in danger, you, without even asking me, what you should do? You should handle the situation. And we see when Amrish was attacked by Durvasa, not that Lord, so the Lord has to instruct Sudarshan Chakra, now you go and protect my devotee. Sudarshan Chakra itself immediately went out and protected Amrish. So for protecting a devotee, Lord has already assigned his agents. And killing the demons is not a big thing again. Killing the demons, even Lord is sitting in the heart of a mosquito also. If that mosquito will somehow bite a demon, he'll die out of malaria. Not a big deal. So killing the demons is not a big deal. And protecting devotee is also done by, and for establishing religious principles, Lord is sending his associates. So dharma sanstharpanataya, paritranaya sadhunam, and vinashaya dushkritam, these are things are taken care by the agency of the Lord. So why Lord appears personally? So the answer is, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in his commentary in Bhagavad Gita this verse, that the purpose of Lord's incarnation is not to annihilate the demon. It's secondary purpose. It's not to give protection to devotees. Again, it's secondary reason. And for dharma sanstharpanatha also Lord doesn't come. His major reason of appearance, he want to give love to his devotees, to give pleasure to his devotees. Mad bhaktanam vinodartham karomi vividha kriya. Lord appears with only specific reason of Lord's appearance is he wants to give love to his devotees. So now how human being loves their children? Human being love their children by putting them on their lap. And how a lion love its cubs? By licking them. So Lord appeared in this specific form where body is like that of a human being and face is like that of a lion. Why? Because Lord will now carry Prahlad on his lap just like human beings do and will lick the face of Prahlad just like lions do. Now imagine if it would have been vice versa, body like that of a lion and face like that of a human being. So both the facilities would not be ascertained. Neither Lord would have carried Prahlad on his lap, nor he would have licked him. So that's the purpose of Lord's incarnation as Lord Nrsimhadev. Killing Hiranyakashipu is a very secondary purpose. And then what Lord did? Lord appeared, he put Prahlad on his lap and he started to lick his face. And Prahlad was not at all afraid. He was relishing, he was rejoicing, he was enjoying the company of the Lord. And sitting on the lap of the Lord, Prahlad became completely mesmerized. He completely absorbed. And Lord is licking him. And when Lord is licking Prahlad, Lord can see in the eyes of Prahlad how much he's relishing, how much satisfaction he's deriving, how much fearless is he. Actually, once Lord asked Prahlad, Prahlad, don't you fear my ferocious form? So Prahlad said, no, I don't. I am not at all afraid of this ferocious form. Naham bhivem me ajityati bhayanakasya. My dear Lord, I am not at all fearful of your fearful form. Jivha, Arka Netra, Brikuti Rabhas, Ugra Damstrat. Your fiery eyes and your fierce teeth and your mane soaked with blood and your nails. I am not at all afraid of your ferocious form. So Lord said that if you are not afraid of my ferocious form, then you're afraid of what? Once upon a time, Lord, when there was fighting between Ravana and Lord Ram, so Ravana approached Bali Maharaj and he said that, Bali, see, you are also an Asura and I am also an Asura. So we are on the, we have same caste. So you must help me. So Bali said, what's the problem? The problem is we have picked up enmity with Ram. So would you become my allies? Just like in World War III, you're seeing, America and allies with Israel and attacking Iran. So allies. So Bali said, yes, I can become your ally. I don't have any issues, but I want to show you something. So Bali took Ravana and he took Ravana in his courtyard. So when Bali took Ravana in his courtyard, he said, can you see this beautiful golden mountain? Ravana said, yes. So he said, Ravana, to please Lord Shiva, you once you hold it, Kailash mountain in your hands, can you hold this golden, mountain like structure? So Ravana said, yes, if I can hold the entire Kailash mountain on my hand, I can pick it up. So what's the big deal? So Ravana tried to catch hold of this golden mountain. Not a very big mountain, I would say it's kind of a hill, golden hill. And he could not do that. So Ravana became completely amused. What's this? So Bali said, my great grandfather. So Bali's father is Virochana. Virochana's father is Prahlad, and Prahlad's father is Hiranyakashipu. So he said, this is an earring of my great grandfather Hiranyakashipu. Just an earring. And you are not able to pick up this earring. And my great grandfather was killed by Narsimha Dev, just like a small child breaks the bumblebee, Tanu Bringam. And that same Narsimha Dev has now appeared as Rama. And you want me to become your ally and fight with Ram? Doors are that way. So we can see how ferocious the form of Lord must be, Lord Narsimha Dev. But Prahlad said, my dear Lord, I am not at all fearful of this ferocious form. So Lord Narasimha Dev said, Prahlad, if you are not fearful of this form, that means you must not be fearful of anything else, anything in this world. Prahlad said, no, my dear Lord, I am fearful of one thing. त्रस्तो अस्मि हम कृपण वत्सल दुस्सहोग्र संसार चक्र कदनाद ग्रस्ताम परिणीता बद्ध स्वकर्म विरुषंति ते अंग्री मूलम प्रीतो अपवर्ग शरणम हव्य से कदानु. My dear Lord, because of my previous karma, I have now come in. I have been put into the association of non-devotees. I have been put into association of asuras. And what's the specialty about association of asuras? And the specialty about association of non-devotees, that in their association I forget you. So that's the specialty about the association of non-devotees. So my dear Lord, I am not at all fearful of your ferocious form, but I am fearful of this kind of association. So kindly bless me, kindly pick me up from this association and give me shelter of your lotus feet. So we can see, so this was the ferocious form of the Lord, but Prahlad Maharaj was not at all afraid of this ferocious form. He was afraid of the association of non-devotees, in whose association our tendency is to forget Krishna. So when Lord Narasimha Dev actually put Prahlad on his lap and started to lick his face, Prahlad was completely satisfied. So Lord started to think that the amount of pleasure that Prahlad is relishing is immense. The amount of satisfaction that he's deriving. Lord Narasimha thought that I am the Supreme Lord, but I haven't relished such kind of pleasure. Because Prahlad is relishing the Vatsalya Rasa. He's small, like a small child. He has completely taken shelter of my lap. He's completely satisfied. But I, being the Supreme Lord, is always at loss. Because my problem is I am the father of all, Pitamasya Jagato, and nobody is father to me. So I never relished the rasa of being a child. And my father is this Stamba, Khamba. I appeared from it. So nobody gave me such love. Nobody reciprocated me in such means. So, and when Lord saw Prahlad in such a nice ecstatic, he's feeling such a nice ecstatic emotions by getting so much affection from the Lord, Lord Narasimha derived a desire that I also want to become a small child and I want to relish the love of my parents. So this desire to relish Vatsala Rasa came in the heart of the Lord by seeing his devotee Prahlad. Interestingly, we see that, according to our Vaishnava theology, it is the only philosophy in this world which has this means that we can serve God as our child. All other philosophy says God is our supreme father. Give us today our daily bread. So that's the concept. He's the father. But only Vaishnava philosophy has the prerogative where we we can treat God as our child. Now the question is, which is better? God as father or God as child? Which one is better? Why? Huh?
Express your love to us.
Child can also express his love for the father.
Pampering.
Yeah?
Pampering.
Pampering.
Like a small child, you pamper him.
So what's special about it? The specialty is, yeah,
You're not scared.
you're not scared. Okay, yeah.
Absolutely. In the later Ram came with Lakshman, he was with his boundaries. He cannot do certain things. But as Balram, he can do more. So you're exposed, you can do anything to your child, but to your father, there's some limitations you can see.
Okay. Actually, the reason is expressed that when we, who serves whom? Father serves the child or child serves the father? The fact is, father serves the child. Father whole life, how child will become educated, how will get settled, how so many things father take care. I was giving this lecture in London last 15 days back. Same topic I was discussing. So someone said, but we see when father become old, the child serve. Then I said, at that moment, father acts like a child, and the child acts like father and serves. So who serves whom? The flow is in unidirectional. Father serves the child. Is it not? Father serves. That's the. So when we say God is our father and we are child, our expectation is he should serve us. Radhanath Maharaj used the word cradle mentality. There is a cradle, there is a small child, and small child is always considering somebody will come, give me chocolate, will be some junjuna. Always in the mood of taking, 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 taking. And if you don't give attention to the child, start to cry. So when we say God is our father, we are child, then we are always in crying mode. Give me this, give me this, give me that. We're always disturbing God. But Vaishnava theology is the special theology where we deal with God as child. So God becomes child. So now God is in need and we are the supplier. Because here the service attitude flourishes. Whereas if we consider God as only father, then there is no service attitude. There is only the attitude of disturbing God and taking from God. So therefore, serving as a child is far better than serving as God, serving as father. So Lord Narasimhadev he developed a desire to become a child. Somebody was asking this question, why Lord only appears in India? This is a very common question. So the last year when I came here, so I was taking a train to Long Island. So I met a boy. He came from a Muslim background, not a practicing Muslim. And out of curiosity, I asked about his family background. And then he said, my mother and father never got married. So my mother got married to someone and my father got married to someone. And then they have their children. And then they separated. Then my mother's husband, they have their family, and my mother again married to someone, then they have their family. And same with father. So now in India we have cousins and mamera bhai and chachera bhai and phupera bhai, and here in West we have step brothers and step sisters and step parents. So that then I recalled why God only appears in East, not in West. Because if you don't have family only, you don't have parents, so how Lord will appear? One thing. And say, for example, Lord will appear, and Lord is appearing as Krishna and performing his pastimes, and Mother Yashoda, she tied Krishna. If this would have happened in West, Krishna would have called police. They are abusing me. Is it not? So how can this pastime will unfold? If Krishna will come in USA, so this pastime of Damodar Lila will never get unfolded. So therefore Lord appears in the East. So it was my what we call extrapolation, but it's very practical. So Lord decided that I'll appear as child and I'll accept parents and I'll relish the Vatsalya Rasa. And therefore we see after Lord Narasimha appearance, Lord is appearing in Vamana Dev, he accepted parents. And he came as Lord Ramachandra, he accepted parents. He came as Krishna Chandra, he accepted parents. When he appeared as Ramchandra, so he accepted parents, but in Ramayana we don't find many pastimes of Lord's childhood. Not many childhood pastimes. Very limited. Because Lord Ramchandra is a very good boy, very obedient, very sincere, and no mischievous acts. So he is relishing Vatsalya Rasa, no doubt, but his relishment of Vatsalya Rasa is very limited. Whereas when we see Krishna appearing, all kinds of mischievous acts he is doing. He is doing all kinds of notorious things, naughty things, telling lies, and he is actually relishing these pastimes of Vatsalya Rasa to the great extent. Each and every incarnation has a purpose. So, for example, we have Radha Madhava and we also have Narasimha Dev. So when we already have Radha Madhava, then why do we have Narasimha Dev? The reason is Lord Radha Madhava is busy in his pastimes, performing Rasa Leela. And when devotees have certain troubles, will go, my dear Lord, kindly take care of my troubles. So Lord will say, should I perform my Rasa Leela pastime? Should I dance with the gopis or should I take care of your problems? So therefore I am incarnating as Narasimha Dev. You approach Narasimha Dev and all go get, tell about your troubles to him. Don't disturb me in Ramaya Rasa Leela pastime. So each and every incarnation has a purpose. Lord Narasimha Dev's incarnation has a purpose. The purpose is, his specific purpose is to give protection to his devotees. Krishna's pastime has a specific purpose, to enhance the pleasure of the gopis. Now just imagine some gopi, some elderly motherly gopi, she's hearing some noise coming and then she wanted to find out like what's going on. And then she approached somewhere and she saw that Lord Narasimha Dev is stealing butter. What will happen? Will her emotions of Vatsalya get enhanced or she'll die out of heart attack? Just imagine. Lord Narasimha Dev stealing butter. But Lord Narasimha Dev has a specific purpose. But Krishna is stealing butter. It attracts the gopis. It enhances, it nourishes their Vatsalya. Once upon a time, Krishna made a plan with his friends and somehow they entered into the house of a gopi. And when they entered into the house of a gopi, so they found that the pot of the butter is hanging, but it's very far away. What to do? So they made a human pyramid, and somehow Krishna, with great difficulty, he took catch hold of the pot. By the time his dhoti loosens. Now, what is more important? Pot is more important, dhoti is more important. Interesting question. Actually, both are important. But then Lord is Chaturhuja at the same time. Immediately he manifested two more arms. With two arms he is catching hold of the pot. With the other two arms he is tightening his dhoti. So these are the pastimes which enhances the emotion of the gopis. So if Lord Narasimha Dev would have appeared there, that would not have enhanced the Vatsalya of the gopi. So Lord Krishna is actually relishing all kinds of what we call all kinds of emotions. Vatsalya to the greatest extent. Lord Ramchandra, very limited. And then what about friendship? Lord Ramchandra had certain friends, but Nishad Raj Guhu and Vibhishana, Sugriva, but their relation with Lord Ram is very, what we call, with awe and reverence. But we see Krishna's pastime. So Lord Ramchandra had a desire that I must also have friends, but I must have friends, without any awe and reverence. So then when he appeared as Krishna Chandra, his friendship was all different altogether. His friendship was no reverence. You are my friend. That's most important thing. Just see the interesting phenomena when Lord Krishna came out of, Yamuna after dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. Madhu Mangal said, "See Krishna, I am a Brahmana and I know certain snake charming mantras. Actually, you were almost dead. It was me who chanted certain mantras and I, brought you back to the consciousness, and by my power of mantras, I actually charmed the snake. And therefore you could dance on its hoods. So therefore you must worship me." So these are the reciprocation Lord Krishna is enjoying. There is the game. There was a game of uh, tug of war. Krishna's party lost, and it was decided that whoever will lose, they will they will carry the winners on their shoulders. Krishna said, "Let me tell you one thing. I am the son of Nanda Maharaj, the king of Braja. Do you expect me to carry you on my shoulders? I'll not do it." Friends said, "Will not play with you. Katti." Then Krishna standing at the corner of the playground, crying. Friends not allowing to play with Krishna. We cannot allow you to play with us. You're not following rules. You may be anyone. We don't care. You may be son of Nanda Maharaj or you may be God. We don't care. For us, rules of the games are most important. So Krishna is actually relishing those fraternity pastimes to the greatest extent. Whereas Lord Ramachandra, it said that Lord Ramachandra, his incarnation is Maryada Purushottama. Maryada Purushottama means he always kept himself under the Maryada. Whereas what Lord Krishna did, he made a football of all the Maryadas and kicked them. I don't care. I am the supreme autocrat. All the rules and regulations are under me. I am not under them. That is what Krishna is showing. Whereas Lord Ramchandra, he is showing that I am an ideal person, an ideal human being, and therefore I am following all the rules and regulations, the regulations of Vedas. So these are the differences, rasas that Lord Ramachandra is relishing and Lord Krishna Chandra is relishing. And that means Vatsalya and fraternity, friendship, Sakhyaras, and then also the conjugal mellow. Lord Ramachandra had vowed that I'll only accept one wife. Whereas Lord Krishna Chandra, he had no vows at all. Anyone and everyone, I can accept everyone, no worries. When the sages of Dandakaranya, they approached Lord Ram and that we want to serve in conjugal mellow. So Lord Ram said, no, I'll come as Krishna in my next incarnation, I'll accept you. So he didn't accepted the sages. But when he appeared as Krishna, then he gave chance to the sages to serve him in conjugal relationship as gopis. So we see that this kind of, relishing fraternity, relishing vatsalya, and relishing conjugal mellow to the fullest extent. But that means all the desires, Lord Vishnu had a desire to relish the fighting mellow. Lord Narsimha Dev had a desire to relish Vatsalya Rasa. Lord Ramachandra had a desire to relish fraternity, Vatsalya, and conjugal to the fullest extent. In his incarnation as Lord Krishna, Rupa Goswami writes in his Laghu Bhagavatamritam that these are Paravastha incarnations, Narsimha, Rama, and Krishna. Paravastha means power is fine, same, but in rasa, the mellows, in Narsimha's incarnation, the rasas are limited. In Lord Ramachandra's incarnation, the madhuri is increasing, the rasas are increasing. But Lord Krishna Chandra's incarnation, the rasas are in the fullest extent, complete. But the interesting part is, so all the desires of the Lord got fulfilled in Krishna Chandra's pastime. All the rasas, Dasya rasa, Sakhya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Madhurya rasa, all the rasas, he got satisfaction. But one thing was again missing. Lord Krishna Chandra also relished all kinds of pastimes, all kinds of rasas. One rasa was missing to him. He could not understand the glories of the love that his devotees share for him. Lord Krishna was not able to comprehend that what kind of emotions my devotees has for me. He is not able to relish, he is not able to comprehend that what is there in me that my devotees are becoming mad after me. Especially the gopis, Srimati Radharani, they are becoming mad after me. And what is the glory of their love? I'm not able to understand that. So now Krishna developed a greed to understand the love of the gopis. Now Krishna developed a greed to understand the glory of their love. Now Krishna developed the greed to understand what's there in me that is, what is there in me that these devotees are becoming, the gopis especially, becoming attracted towards me. It is said that gulab jamun is sweet. But does the gulab jamun know that it's sweet? One who relishes the gulab jamun, he knows that gulab jamun is sweet. But what about gulab jamun? So gulab jamun is considering being a gulab jamun, I am at loss. Because I don't know my own sweetness. So Krishna became confused. He said that I have relished all rasas I have already relished. All the desires got fulfilled. All the greed got satisfied. But he immediately developed that greed. That what is there in me that my devotees are hankering for? And then what we call what uh, what Krishna has to do now. If he want to relish his own sweetness, he has to come as his own devotee. Once upon a time, uh, there was a quarrel between Radharani and Krishna. As usual, what Krishna used to do is, Krishna's behavior is unpredictable. So he starts off for joining the Radharani's Kunja, but then in the midway, he changes path and goes to the Chandravali's Kunja. So someday they picked a quarrel and Radharani started to cry. So seeing Radharani crying, the Sakhis of Srimati Radharani, they became very, what do you call, disappointed. Krishna, you don't understand the heart of our mistress. You're so giving so much distress to her, and it's not very good. And Krishna will curse you. Someday you have to renounce everything. just to understand the heart of our mistress. And just like our mistress is crying for you in your absence, you will also cry for her. And then, as a result of this curse, we know Krishna had to become Gauranga. Because if Krishna has to, the gopis cursed him. That Krishna, our Srimati Radharani is so attached to you, you don't value her emotions. Someday you have to understand your own self through the heart and the mood of Radharani. You'll renounce everything and you'll beg for that prema that our mistress is carrying for you. And you will cry like anything. As a result of that curse, of course, transcendental curse, Krishna had to come as Gauranga, renounced everything and crying, carrying the prema that Radharani had in her heart. So that's how, in order to relish the greed of, it said that all the greed got satisfied, but this greed, to relish the heart of the devotee, Krishna had to become Gauranga. Now, interestingly, there are two things actually. There are two words used. One is called Ashraya and other is called Vishaya. These are two words used in Sanskrit. Ashraya means, say for example, this is what we call a glass. So this glass is the Ashraya for this water. And this water will be drank by me. So I am the Vishaya for this water. This is called Ashraya, the person called Vishaya. So the heart of a devotee is called Ashraya. And the prema is relished by Vishaya called Krishna. So heart of the devotee is like that, is considered to be the Ashraya, and that love will be relished by Krishna. Krishna is the Vishaya. But Vishaya cannot understand the Ashraya. So therefore, in this particular pastime, Vishaya transformed himself into Ashraya. Krishna came as Gauranga to relish his own sweetness. So that is how Srila Gauranga Maharaj explains the greed of the Lord. How Lord became greedy to relish his own mellow. Hare Krishna. So today, like as we started our journey, so we discussed with the greed of the Lord. In the next session, we'll cover how Krishna picked up quarrel with his wives and how his wives actually instigated Krishna that Krishna, you cannot understand our heart unless you take shelter of Srimati Radharani. So we'll hear how his wife Rukmini Devi instigated Krishna to become Gauranga. This particular pastime is generally unknown. Generally, we see that Krishna became Gauranga considering Radharani's, side. But today in the evening we'll hear how Krishna became Gauranga instigated by Rukmini Devi, and how Rukmini Devi gave entire lecture to Krishna on Radha Tattva. So that we'll hear. And tomorrow finally we'll hear the different classification of different rasas, why this conjugal mellow is considered to be the highest, what Shriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has specifically come to give us, what is the Prayojana Tattva, what actually we are aspiring for, and how this, when Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj was asked this question, that why Lord Gauranga chose Jagannath Puri to be places of his pastime. So this was question asked to Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj in 1996 in Mayapur. So when he was narrating this pastime, that the secret of Lord appearance as Jagannath, the meeting of Radha and Krishna in the plain of Puri in the form of Gauranga and Jagannath. And when he was actually relating all those pastimes, Maharaj became so ecstatic that he left his body. Speaking about these, mysteries, the mystery of Ratha Yatra, we know certain reasons of Ratha Yatra, but there are certain other reasons of Ratha Yatra that are unknown to us. We know the appearance of Shri Krishna as Shri Chaitanya, certain reasons we know, certain reasons are unknown to us. And the pinnacle of our Gaudiya Vaishnava theology, what exactly, we talk about Krishna Prema, but then what exactly that Krishna Prema is, and why is it important for us to understand? So this particular theme will be covering in tomorrow's session. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments, or queries? I guess time is 1 hour. We have completed. Yeah, any question? No questions? Any comments? Yes, Gauri.
Thank you very much, sir. It was wonderful class. But my question is the Leela happen in any chronological order or it is specifically to all the yugas?
Yeah, amazing question. Actually, Lord's pastimes are not at all, we don't see never in chronology. Our understanding of chronology and the pastimes are eternal. These are eternal pastimes. So the relishment of rasa is never ascertained by chronology. So when this happened, when Lord developed that greed, he's still developing the greed. He's still incarnating as Narsimha, and somewhere the pastime is going on. He's still incarnating as Lord Ramchandra, somewhere the pastimes are going on. He's still incarnating Krishna, and he's relishing all the rasas going on. And still somewhere he's appearing as Gauranga, and that pastimes are going on. So they're called eternal pastimes. So in Rasa Tattva, these chronology is not at all important. We can see if we can relish in that way, because when we say, for example, we are relishing gulab jamun, so we don't consider while relishing gulab jamun the relishment becomes important. We don't consider who invented gulab jamun, when it was invented. In Odisha and Bengal there are fighting going on. Rasgulla belongs to whom, Odisha or Bengal? People used to fight for this cause. Why you're fighting for the cause? Who invented rasgulla is not important. You eat rasgulla, let them eat rasgulla, let us all relish it. In these cases, chronology becomes unimportant and rasa becomes more important. Actually, in many things, for example, a living entity conditioned by material nature. When? No answer. When a living entity became conditioned by material nature? No answer. No chronology. The chronology fails. Even before the domain of time started, we are conditioned. We are eternally conditioned. So certain things has nothing to do with chronology. It has more about rasa. Yeah, but still, this chronology of events is being defined, that how one desire over another desire over another desire, until Krishna's pastime, all his previous desire got fulfilled, but then again he developed a new desire. And then he became Gauranga. So this chronology of rasa is being explained by our acharyas.
Hare Krishna. So you mentioned that for Krishna, it's not the to destroy the evil or to kill the demons. That's the secondary purpose. The primary purpose to have the Krishna to enjoy. So for Kalki Avatar, what will be the primary purpose?
Yes, great question. Actually, Kalki Avatar is not the Leela Avatar. We need to understand that. Let's see Krishna's incarnation. Actually, how incarnation works, that's a science. I'll just take 2 more minutes to explain this very important science, very important question actually. Proji, can you please take few photographs from backside so that I need to show my temple president I'm not sitting idle. To please temple president is a very important activity. Is it not? My photo with some audience photo, it's important to put in the report that we're not sitting idle. But a temple president is a whole month you are out, what you're doing? Are you preaching or you're simply enjoying? So anyway, so see, the Lord's incarnation has to be understood in two ways. It's very important to understand. We have seen Three Idiot movies. Very, this very nice movie. This movie was based on the life of students. And who relished it most? Students. The life of the student is what we call telecasted on a screen, is presented on a screen. And then students themselves, they enjoyed it. Similarly, the pastimes that are going, that the within say, jivas are part of the pastime. Lord pick up a certain what we call a particular situation, present it on the projector like a pastime, and for jivas to learn lesson. I'll give an example. There is a very beautiful pastime at Lord Ramchandra. He in Dandakaranya killed so many asuras. So Tulsidas has written a very beautiful song we all have heard. Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajuman Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam. In this song, he writes one line. He says that Mama Hridaya Kunja Nivas Kuru Kamadi Khala Dala Ganjana. My dear Lord, just like when you went to the Dandakaranya, this Dandaka forest, there were so many asuras, there were so many group of rakshasas and asuras. And what you did? You destroyed all of them. Similarly, my dear Lord, within my heart, there are so many asuras and rakshasas and khala, bad people. And not that one bad person, a group of bad people. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, all of them have their, groups. So just like you killed the asuras in Dandaka forest, similarly you enter into my heart and kill those asuras. So is it not a very interesting analogy? Lord Ramchandra is showing that he went to this movie is Dandakaranya, Ramchandra killing demons. But actually he's not representing just killing demons. If somebody takes to Krishna consciousness, Lord Rama consciousness, Rama is entering within one's heart and killing all kinds of asuras within the heart. What's happening with the jiva is presenting it on a what we call projector, Leela. That is how we need to connect ourselves with the Leela. We are a part of the Leela. So many pastimes. Krishna killing Trinabrata. Trinabrata means there was a cyclone. Trina means grass. Abrata means covered. There was a cyclone in Braja and everything got covered. And when there is a cyclone, so much dust is rolling. As a result, what's happening? As a result, devotees are not, Brajavasis are not able to see Krishna. Now, Braja, dust of Braja in Sanskrit, dust means Raj. When there is Raj, the cyclone of Raj, when our consciousness get covered by Raj, Raj also means, Raj means Rajoguna. So when our consciousness becomes covered by Rajoguna, we cannot see Krishna. So what's happening in Braja is actually also happening with the conditioned soul. In Braja, that it was entirely covered by Raja, and devotees were Brajavasis could not see Krishna. When a consciousness of a living entity gets covered by Raja, he cannot see Krishna. Tada rajastamo baha kama loba dayasya cheta etena vidham tatam sattve prasidhati. When our consciousness becomes covered by Rajoguna, we cannot see Krishna. We cannot see spiritual reality. So whatever is happening in Vrindavan, the pastime of the Lord, is actually happening with us as well. So we have to see in that light. So that is how Lord performs his pastime. He takes something from the life of the jivas, presenting as a pastime for jivas to learn. And therefore, Kunti Maharani says the pastimes of the Lord are like nato natya dharo yatha. It's all like stage enact, drama. Why Amir Khan is acting on, there is a film, people are enjoying. So it's not that Amir Khan has become a student. It's not that Lord has become a conditioned soul, but he acts like that. He acts in different ways for the jivas to learn. Another thing that why Lord appears and why Lord has to appear personally. If Paritrana Sadhunam can be taken care by someone else, and Vinashaya Chatushkritam can be taken care by someone else, and Dharma Sansthapanata can be taken care by someone else, why Lord himself appears? Why Krishna is appearing himself? His incarnations can come. Kalki is an incarnation. Or some Shaktavesh can come, Shakti Aveshit incarnation can come. Why Lord appears personally? The question is this. Appearing personally has only one reason. Devotees are burning in fire of separation. That separation can only be quenched by Krishna coming personally. If I love you, no, any of your associate cannot satisfy me. I want you only. So devotees are hankering for the personal association of the Lord. Therefore, Lord comes, not because of killing of demons. And one more thing, Lord comes because Lord is the brand ambassador of spiritual world. We have seen that Vikutaramarik, nahi cosmetic, Vikutaramarik Ayurvedic cream. The brand ambassador is Hema Malini. Now Hema Malini, instead of Hema Malini, anyone could have promoted it. But anyone could have promoted it, but it would not have given much publicity, much marketing. Hema Malini had to become the brand ambassador so that people will purchase that product. Krishna is the brand ambassador of spiritual world. If I will come and tell something about spiritual world, nobody will take it seriously. But Krishna comes, display through his pastimes what's actually happening in spiritual world, so that by seeing we become attracted and we become desirous to go back to spiritual world. So these are the reasons that our acharyas have told why Lord appears personally. Killing demons is a very, what we call, insignificant task. Through a cyclone, through an earthquake, through tsunami, Krishna is already destroying so many demons. But what about the devotees who are actually hankering for him for millions of lifetimes? To give them satisfaction, Lord appears. And just see the level of patience that devotee have. They always wait for Krishna. We see Shabri. Her guru told her that someday Lord will come. And that particular sentence was sufficient for Shabri to continue her spiritual journey for life. And at those ages, they used to live for thousands of years. Every morning, she used to go out, collect flowers, decorate the entire house, and put flowers on the pathway. Lord Ram will come, collect fruits, make things ready, and by the evening, Lord has not come. Second day, third day, fourth day, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year, 1,000 year, 5,000 year. Just imagine the level of patience that, and it's not that, अच्छा लॉर्ड राम जी आएंगे तुमको फोन कर देगी जब तक मैं रील चलाऊंगी. Every day she was preparing, Lord may come anytime. This is the level of patience, utsahat, nischayat, dhairyat. And with that enthusiasm, same enthusiasm every day. In fact, every day, newer and enhanced enthusiasm that Lord may come, Lord may come. With no disappointment, Lord नहीं आए. अभी अगर इसके लिए अगर Lord नहीं आएंगे तो किसके लिए आएंगे? किसी को भेज देंगे कि हाँ राम जी ने मुझे भेजा है. So this will never quench the thirst of Shabri. So Lord had to come personally. So Vishwanath Chakravarti writes in this purport that Lord come for his devotees, not for killing demons. In Bhagavad Gita 4.8, this is the commentary written by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, that the devotees are burning in fire of separation and they cannot be pacified by any other way. For them, a Lord has to come personally. So this is the purpose of Lord. Personally means when Lord comes in his Leela incarnation, Lord Ram or Lord Krishna or Lord Narsimha. The purpose of Kalki is very specific to annihilate. So it's not a Leela incarnation. That's the point. I hope I could. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
It's not a question, but I just find it very interesting to hear that you mentioned that the whole pastime around four Kumaras plotted in Vaikuntha by Lord Vishnu was merely to enjoy the rasa of quarrel, fight. Usually we know that Lord Krishna is only known for navigating around, going around the rules and regulations and doing, as you mentioned that, the rules and policies becomes a football for him. So only Lord Krishna is known for that. But it was very interesting to hear that Lord Vishnu also did the same.
There are interesting, like in the last session we also covered, our Vedic scripts are so specific. 5 kinds of relationship that are called the Mukhya Rasa and 7 kind of called Gona Rasa, secondary rasas, out of which quarrel is also rasa. Fighting spirit is also rasa. So Lord wants to relish it. So Lord can do it in any way he wants. Somebody asked him, once upon a time there was a king and he was curious. So one fakir, one mendicant, he came to his kingdom. So king asked that, what God does. So king was sitting on his throne and the fakir was standing, that mendicant was standing, and king said, Bhagwan kya karte hain? So he said, you are asking me a question and I am supposed to give answer. So I am Guru, your disciple. And what kind of etiquette is this? Disciple is sitting comfortably and Guru is standing. So king said, what should I do? Well, you give me your throne. I'll sit there and So king said, fine. So king stepped down and the mendicant he sat on throne. बोले भगवान यही करते हैं. फकीर को राजा बनाते हैं, राजा को फकीर बनाते हैं. In one of the section Srimad Bhagavatam says, God's activities are just like child's play. बच्चा जाता है रेत के किनारे में, समुद्र किनारे में रेत से कुछ बनाता है, तो इधर खेलता है, डिस्ट्रॉय करके आ जाता है. So why is it important for us to understand this? Another reason that our problem is that we want to become the enjoyer independently, not understanding that our existence is made for his pleasure. The moment we'll dovetail ourselves with his pleasure, and that's the purpose of our existence. जब हम ये समझ लेते हैं, then we become completely, because when we are acting according to our purpose, and our existence become purposeful. Fish and water has a certain connection. You bring fish out of water, there is no point. So fish is meant to be in water. We are meant to be we are meant to be in Krishna's part. We are in his game. We also have a part. Not that we have to independently create our own game. Our existence is like that. So that is the purpose of. कभी कभी लोग सुनते हैं कि भगवान की इच्छा है तो वो ये कर देते हैं, इच्छा है तो वो quarrel करेंगे, इच्छा है तो किसी को. We need to understand that the existence of the jiva is meant for pleasure of the Lord. That is the purpose of our existence. Bhoktaram yakitapsam sarvalo. He is Bhokta. I am not the Bhokta. But this is very difficult to understand, especially in conditioned state. But that's the whole philosophy. And when we understand, then we'll be enthusiastically participating in Lord's play for his pleasure. And that's the purpose of our existence. And when we act according to our purpose, we are happy and satisfied. Bhakti Tirth Maharaj writes in one of his books, he says that when we are dissatisfied or morose, our dissatisfaction means we are forgetting our identity and purpose. That's the line. He has given this statement. Our dissatisfaction means we are forgetting our identity and purpose. So anytime when we are dissatisfied, immediately we must reflect back. What's my identity and what's my purpose? And immediately we can come back to our, again we can reclaim our enthusiasm. I hope I could add something. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Sri Tukaram Prabhu, for enlightening us with your busy schedule. And we learned so